Power to the truth. This is Margo. This is Sunday, January 13th, 2019. It's 3:56 p.m. Pacific Time, United States of America. And I'm going to be presenting some more detailed information about this blood moon that's coming up in a week from today. And but just so people can put it on their calendars, it's called a super blood wolf moon, and here's information from the Old Farmer's Almanac. And it's going to happen next Sunday night. And it says the full wolf moon is called the wolf moon because it happens in January. The full moon that's in January reaches its peak on January 21st, 2019 at 12:16 a.m. Eastern Time. And so for Pacific Time, that's January 20th at 9:16 p.m. And it's a super moon and a blood moon. So you can read all about it, and there's also, I'll leave you the link for all the full moons for this year, and they have certain names. And then here's an article from space.com that talks about the full moon that's coming up and how to view it. It's going to be visible over the northern hemisphere, United States, Central America, and South America. And so it's a pretty big deal. So if you're interested in space and these kinds of things, then be ready for next Sunday night. So I will be giving more information for all of that in the next couple of days. So I'm going to close those out for now. And before we get into our earthquake report, I have Copernicus website pulled up. They have methane data up for Thursday, the 10th. So this is, they added 1 day since my report from yesterday. So I have it on surface level for the view is the North Pole view. So let's load this up and see what methane did on Thursday. And I'm going to keep everyone updated on methane because it is a hot topic. So the data is for Thursday, and then once it gets past Thursday into these other days, that's into the forecast period. Once it loads up, it runs smoothly. It just takes about a minute or so for it to load up. So I hope everyone has had a nice weekend and gotten everything done that you have to get done to get ready to go back out into the 3D world tomorrow. It's not easy. It's getting crazier all the time. And it's getting more of a disconnect between what's really going on and what they're trying to tell us is going on. And it's harder and harder to find the truth. And so I'm hoping that, you know, with my videos and bringing the information to you, you can make a more informed decision for your life. So here it runs. So we can see it's still coming up in the Arctic in the yellowish region. Then in the forecast period, look at this big black wave coming up from Siberia up into the Arctic Ocean. Now that's on It starts on Friday, and then Saturday, and then today. The big push is Sunday today, with this big black wave of methane coming up in the ocean. So that's pretty scary. So we'll see as the data comes in if it actually happens that the way it was forecast. So we can see China covered up, and this area coming up north of China, and the northern part of India covered up in methane. And then the reason it gets thicker and then goes away is because whenever it's daylight on that side of the planet, wherever it's daylight, then the methane comes up because it increases in the daytime with the sun. So there's that. And now let's go over to our comments that have come in since yesterday. And let's see, under my methane and earthquake report from yesterday, John Kelly says, interesting. Glad you're here, John Kelly. Welcome. I'm glad you're finding it interesting. And then Diadem Glow comments under looking at New Zealand's methane problems, or New Zealand's record temps in the seas. She says, I'm behind. Thank you for all the great content. You're welcome, Diadem Glow. So get caught up. So thanks for being here. And then Yin Lu leaves a comment under my video from yesterday, says, I'm interested. Great. Thanks for being here. And then Freedom Fighter 2 comments from yesterday, wow, with all that methane around the Arctic and Northern Hemisphere, it should be a real hot summer for 2019. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, with it gathering like that now, it's going to be super hot, and I expect the sea ice to be starting to really melt off fast as soon as spring hits, as soon as the sun starts hitting up there. And then Freedom Fighter 2 leaves a comment under my 5G satellites video. Not so smart, these inventors of these 5G smartphones. They're killing off life on Earth. Yeah, it's not just the smartphones, it's the satellites, and they're wanting to Wi-Fi the whole planet, and not only Wi-Fi it, but do the grid for the whole planet, so everybody's hooked up to this Internet of Things, and it will kill the rest of what's here. And you saw from the videos that there have been problems in nature with all of the radiation, starting with 2G, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G. And so 5G is just the next generation, the next level, and is much worse. But, you know, a lot of us are experiencing problems with the lower levels too. So thank you for your observations and your comments, Freedom Fighter 2. Rosemary Hill says, thank you. You're welcome, Rosemary. Thank you for being here. Cheryl Ann says, that's really interesting that the darkest brownish color has a range from 2200 something all the way to 2000 off the scale. They should add stripes and dots. That's such a huge range as to deceive the magnitude of how much methane is coming up. Yeah, Cheryl Ann, we don't know how much. That's the thing. We don't know. We just know it's something above that certain amount. And then, so thank you for your comment, and thank you for viewing, Cheryl Ann. Then Uniden 20 to 11 says these vids will play well with no lost voiceover if played at 1.2 times speed. So I guess that would be a good thing if people are limited on time and they want to get through it a little bit faster. You know, I hadn't thought of that, but thanks for the tip, Uniden 20 to 11, and thanks for being here. So let's move right into our earthquake report. I have USGS all magnitudes for the last 24 hours pulled up here, and it's showing 205 earthquakes on the map. Then if we go over to the 2.5 magnitude and higher for 24 hours, it's showing 39. So let's start with these, and let's start with the ones that will be coming off the map soon. There was a 4.9 near Raoul Island, New Zealand, yesterday at 4:34 p.m. Pacific time, 10 kilometers deep. So that was right after I finished my report yesterday. We've had a lot of activity in the South Pacific since yesterday. Right next to that is a 5.0 near Tonga that happened today at 1:32 p.m., 10 kilometers deep. Let's just go right on up. Here was a 5.3 near the Solomon Islands this morning at 4:40 a.m., 92 kilometers deep. And that was actually in the water right near that Makira, San Cristobal Island. So then Indonesia has just gotten slammed. Is there anything over here? Not seeing nothing over there, but let's go up here. They've gotten one right after another. 5.1, and we saw a whole bunch in this area. It was actually right over here. We saw a whole bunch a few days ago. 5.1 near Tobelo, Indonesia, 10 kilometers deep. So right there. 4.9, same area, 27 kilometers deep. 4.5, same area, 10 kilometers deep. 4.6, same area, 56 kilometers deep. And then a 4.7 down here near Kota Ternate, Indonesia, 43 kilometers deep. So we got this one. So look at all of these right here, all lined up on this red line. So they were stacked up. There was that 5.1, then the 4.9, and the 4.5, all right there stacked up, and then these others right next to it. And I'm sure there were smaller ones too. They're just not showing up on USGS. If you want to see the smaller ones in these other areas, you can go to UMSC and see them there. Let's hop over to Afghanistan. There was a 4.4 near Oshkosham, Afghanistan, this morning at 5:23 Pacific time, 176 kilometers deep. Then there was one up here in China, a 4.1 near Kashi, China, this morning at 1:01 a.m., 35 kilometers deep. Then over here near Greece. There was a 4.2 that happened about 12:30 this morning, 10 kilometers deep. We can see it was in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. There's all these little islands. It was north of Crete. It was in the Sea of Crete there. Now let's go back over to this Pacific Ring of Fire area. 4.5 in the Izu Islands, Japan region. This was yesterday at 11:30 p.m. Pacific time, 423 kilometers deep. So when you have the deep ones, they're going to be moving the plates around the world. Here's a 4.8 off the coast of mainland Japan near Nami. It was 10 kilometers deep at 4:14 this morning. Now here's Fukushima. So it was off the coast of where kind of southeast of the Fukushima coastline. So there's that. Then up here in the Sea of Okhotsk, this is in the Russian area, 4.5 that was 571 kilometers deep. It happened last night at 9:13 p.m. Pacific time. And then up here, right off the coast of Kamchatka, Russia, was a 4.1, 71 kilometers deep. So we can see these are all near this red line where the Pacific and the North Atlantic plates come together. Then this one in the Aleutian Islands was a 4.4 near the Tanaga volcano, Alaska, 84 kilometers deep. Let's go down to South America next. There was a 4.3 near Luta, Peru at 8:53 this morning, 114 kilometers deep. Then there was one in Mexico on the land. It was a 4.4 near Jesus Carranza, Mexico. It happened at 9:57 this morning Pacific time. It was 58 kilometers deep. It's probably not big enough to do a lot of damage, but it shows movement. Now up in Alaska, we've had some activity here. Now this is the 2.5 magnitude and higher. Most recently was this 5.0 near Anchorage. It was in the same region where they had that 7.1 or whatever it was a few weeks ago. It was 33 kilometers deep. It happened at 8:45 this morning. So on this map with Alaska, there are 8 earthquakes 2.5 magnitude and higher, so I'll just click them and call them off. 2.5 near Cantwell, 2.8 near New Allakaket, 2.6 near New Allakaket, 2.8 near Arctic Village, 3.1 near Koktovik, 2.7 near Redoubt Volcano. There was the 5.0 near Anchorage and a 2.7 near Homer. So let's stay up here in Alaska and go to all magnitudes now. And we've got 68 on the map here for Alaska, including this one down in the Aleutian Islands and these over here in this Canadian area, so we're including it in the viewing area here. So we can see that they're just dotted coming down through the state, but a lot of aftershocks, a lot of things stacking here in the Anchorage area. In this viewing area where I've zoomed in is 58. So most of them are in right around this Anchorage area, the 5.0 today. And so on. So now let's stay with our all magnitudes and go to Hawaii and see what they've got going on. Showing 5 earthquakes on Hawaii today. 2.8, 1.8, 1.8, 2.2, and 2.3. Now let's go to Dominican Republic. And we're showing 12 earthquakes in this region. 1.8, 2.9, 2.9, 2.6, 3.0 near Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. 3.0, same area. 3.2 near the valley on Guia. 0.7, 2.8, 3.2 near Roadtown, British Virgin Islands. 3.4, same area, and 2.8 near San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now let's go up to the United States and we'll finish up. We had a 2.7 near Wheeler, Texas at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We can see that's in the panhandle of Texas. They don't normally get them there. Here's Amarillo. If we zoom in on the map, here's Amarillo. Here's Pampa, and since this was to the east, almost to the Texas-Oklahoma, is that Texas-Oklahoma border. So it's up in the panhandle. They have a lot of oil drilling up there, so that could have been the reason for that. It's 5 kilometers deep, but that's pretty good size, 2.7. So let's see what's up here in the Seattle area. There was a 1.1 near Buckley, Washington. And now over here in the Yellowstone area, we're seeing a 0.7 near West Yellowstone, Montana, and a 2.4 near Old Faithful Geyser. Then Salt Lake is clear. Arizona is clear. All those are clear. Now let's look at this one that struck off the coast of Northern California, right on this red line, right on the edge of the Juan de Fuca Plate and the Pacific Plate here in the Cascadia subduction zone. It was a 4.1 and it was a minus 0.1 kilometers deep depth. So again, we saw it, you know, higher than the ground, but it's in the ocean. So I don't understand. But that happened at 135 this morning. That was a 4.1. So that's good size. So we're going to keep an eye on that area. That's enough to shake everything up. Here in Northern California, there's a 1.7 at Mineral, California. Here's Chico. Remember, the Oroville Dam is right down here. So here was a 1.3 near Durham, 1.7 near Willows. Let's look at the geysers while we're here. They've had 10 in the last 24 hours. They're all under 2.0 there. Nothing's registering in this San Francisco area. Let's come over to Nevada. Okay, here's a 1.6 near Gabbs. Here is okay, the Reno, Carson City, Lake Tahoe, that's all clear today. Here's some down here in the Hawthorne area. Here's this 1.7 near Bridgeport, that is Mammoth Lakes. Here's Mono Lake area down here. So a couple down here near Hawthorne. Here's Tonopah. It's quiet today because it's Sunday and a lot of the earthquake makers are at home. That's my theory. Here's Mammoth Lake area, 0.9 and 1.5 near Mammoth Lake. So it's unusually quiet, so I'm thinking it's because it's Sunday. And in this viewing area there are 12. So they must be stacked up. Here's a stack. There's a whole bunch right here near Little Skull Hill. And it's at Beatty, Nevada. And this is near or part of the Nevada test site. There are 9 right there. And they're microquakes. They're under ones. Or the biggest one was a 1.4. And the smallest one was a -0.4. So these are microquakes. And they were all deep. They were deep. I mean, not deep, but like 9 kilometers and between 9 and 7 kilometers deep, 7.4. So I'd say that's underground stuff going on. That's what I would say. So let's go back over to California. Here's a 0.7 at Coso Junction. These are the regulars. Here we are coming down the San Andreas fault line. Here's a 1.6 at Tres Pinos. 1.4 near Gonzales. 0.7 at Parkfield. Did we get this one? Yeah, Coso. Here's a 1.4 at Tehachapi. Then coming down into the Los Angeles area. It's lighting up. Let's back out. Let's see if we can get... Okay, I got that one, Tehachapi. See if we can get just this LA area here. Okay, 56 on the viewing area here. And we can see the San Andreas fault line comes right down through here and goes to the east of the Salton Sea. So these are small. Here's like a 1.8 is one of the bigger ones, Margo Valley. Here's a 1.8 near Santa Monica. And 1.8 near Imperial. Here's a 2.1, that's our biggest one so far, near Borrega Springs. Here's a 2.2 near Oquanga. That's where we see all of those earthquakes with the Kauai Hills, and that's it. So let's back out and see if anything else came in during our report today. Some more up in Alaska. We had a 1.7 at Y, Alaska. .8 near Valdez, Alaska. We got that. The Tonga. So I think that's it. So I'm going to wrap this up for today. I hope everyone has a lovely evening, and I do believe time is short, and I recommend everyone get their spiritual houses in order, and that's why I'm doing these daily reports, so that you can see how close we are to the end, and feel an urgency about getting ready to exit the planet. So I'm doing the best I can, and you know, it's up to you, each of you now, to go forward, take this information and go forward, and you know, get your spiritual houses in order. And I love all of you, and until next time, God bless, go in peace, and goodbye.